Welcome to Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I'm a board-certified music therapist, author, and expert on how to use music to relieve stress fast. This podcast is sponsored by McConnell Music Therapy Services, Inc., where they believe in the power of music to transform people and communities. Based in Northern California, their board-certified music therapists support people of all ages and abilities within hospitals, schools, corporations, and communities using music experience to connect, express, and de-stress. Visit them at mcconnellmts.com or the Facebook page McConnell Music Therapy. This episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold is also sponsored by Dr. Nisi, trainer and certifier of master and executive coaches, because she believes every person, every relationship, every business, and your finances should be extraordinary. Find out more about Dr. Nisi Moore and the Life Coaching Institute at drnisi.com. That's drneecie.com. Hello and welcome to another episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. It's so great to be with you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to jump straight into the music this week because there's an important story behind the title of this track. You may or may not know that our daughter Bella was born in 2009 and died in 2010 from a rare fatal genetic disease called epidermolysis bullosa, or EB for short. We spent several months of her short but amazing life in Minnesota with her undergoing a bone marrow transplant in an effort to save her from the brutal trajectory of the disease. Unfortunately, it didn't go well, and Bella spent her last 99 days on Earth in the intensive care unit, while Angelique had to work from our room in the Ronald McDonald House, and Allie, at the age of 4.5, had to go to daycare at a random daycare facility within walking distance, while I spent about 11 hours a day in a 10 by 10 hospital room with my baby daughter hooked up to more machines than you could count. The stress was beyond anything I could describe to you. Somewhere along the way, Ange began using a mantra with Allie. Keep moving. And it became a mantra for us all. Our job, the three of us, was to put one foot in front of the other and take the next indicated step. That was it. There was no future because it was totally unknown given the challenges of Bella's treatment. So every day I had to march into rounds, stay healthy, and turn off my emotions while they talked about all the numbers that added up to my daughter's life. Ange had to get Allie off to daycare and come back and work all day as if her daughter wasn't sitting in an ICU several hundred yards across campus. And Allie just had to roll with making new friends living in a new state. There was maybe a moment almost every day where I quit would flash in front of one of our minds, especially poor little Allie. And Ange or I would recite the chant, keep moving, because that was literally all we could do for our part. Fast forward to today. We're all going through this pandemic, and it's weighing on us all collectively and individually. There have been many days where I have wanted to just give up, but I remember the mantra, keep moving. This track is a little grittier and more defiant than most of my tracks. It stands in the face of adversity and says, bring it on. When it came together, it felt more like a rally song than a relaxation song. And right now, I don't know about you, but it's exactly what I need. So maybe stand up for this one while you listen and put your fists on your hips like old school Superman or Wonder Woman and say, I got this. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I've got a couple of resources for you, which you can find in the show notes or you can listen to right here. So check it out. If you enjoy the sound of my voice and you enjoy the sound of my guitar, imagine them put together. Go to sonicrecovery.com and take your very own relaxation vacation, where I take you out of the stress of the present moment and back in time to a time when you felt happy, healthy, safe, and sober, and then walk you through that memory so you can bring back those feelings into the challenges you're facing today. So go check that out. It's at sonicrecovery.com. If you're a healthcare worker in recovery, check out the Music in Recovery Self-Care Guide for healthcare professionals that I created just for you. That's at hcp.sonicrecovery.com. And if you're a healthcare worker and you'd like more information about how to help your patients use music, you can check out the Music Medicine Guide that I created just for you at musicmedicineguide.com. Lastly, if you enjoyed the pod and you haven't done it yet, would you just take a minute to rate and review it? It really only takes about 60 seconds, believe it or not, and it would go a long way to help us make more people know just how good this pod is, particularly for healthcare workers and their stress. Thanks again. See you next time.